folks, JD here, and today we've got this little beauty. This is the Utoghter Goshawk. It is a small, toy-grade, HD camera wearing quadcopter. 4 brushed motors. It has a HD camera to the bottom, which is angle poise. It runs from a transmitter as well as you are able to control it from a smartphone. And the most impressive part is the battery boasts up to 22 minutes of battery life. And this is it. Very unsuspecting, very small. Here's the camera on the bottom. 22 minutes up to, I don't know, I very much doubt it. But we're going to see exactly how much battery life this does have. Now, what we're going to do, put the battery in, put it down on the mat, we're going to calibrate her, then we're going to take her up. Hopefully we're going to get 22 minutes, or thereabouts, roughly 22. So with that, folks, let's get her on the mat. Right then, let's tidy this up a little bit and let's sort this out. So let's pop the battery in the back. Let's get all this connected. Should. There we go. Okay, so that doesn't come on automatically. There is an on and off button at the bottom. That battery bay is on nice and secure. Okay, there's the on button right by the camera, right in the corner here. So what I'm going to do is lay her down, then I'm going to turn her on, just so that the gyro can start to calibrate right at the start. There we go, we look to be good so far. Right, let's get my smartphone and let's sort out that app. So this app is... don't think I moved it into the drones drawer, that's why I can't find it. Or did I? It'd be the last one, actually, I moved in there. HD FPV, yeah, that's the one. HD FPV is what the app is called. If you do go for this quadcopter, then you do get a few QR codes that you can use in order to get the app. That's what the app looks like. It's very, very quite basic, but it also stands out a little bit in so much that it has this little layout to it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just double check that we're on the Wi-Fi just before we go any further. No, we're not. There we go, open Wi-Fi network. HD 720p is the SSID. Then switch back to, there we are, switch back to there, and then if we go play, perfect. Okay, refresh rate isn't great to begin with, but it's okay, we'll give it a shot. Okay, let's turn on the transmitter. Single 1 up and 1 down to bind. Now we're bound totally. So what I'm going to do is, for now, I'm not going to put on the analog sticks. I'm just going to get some video recording. There we are, bam. Alright then, let's see about these. There we are, let's just calibrate these gyros. Done. Right then folks, let's use 1 button takeoff and let's take him up. Alright, so there we are, we're up. And as with all altitude hold, it is moving a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just apply some trim to it, just so we can get it to hopefully stay up. Now, it's not often I have to use trim. I've had a few people asking me why I don't use trim, and I don't use trim unless I absolutely need to. And I think at this point I do need to. Okay, so let's take her up a little bit. As with all brushed motors, there is a little bit of strain coming across from these motors. Sounds a little bit like a small purple drone that we had a couple of weeks ago, and a couple of months ago now, actually. I think it was last year. All in all, it feels quite nice. It isn't fast. Oh, I got total video breakup. Yeah, video is breaking up all over the place. So as you can see, as I'm moving the quad, there's absolutely no video being relayed whatsoever. Apparently I am recording video, so I'd be interested to see what it is I record. But honestly, I think I'm just going to be recording a still image. So what I'm going to do, hopefully that video will come back within time, but I very much doubt it. But to begin with, it does feel quite nice. It doesn't feel as if I have to put a lot of effort into flying it, as you can probably see there just from my hand positioning and just from exactly how much I'm not having to move these sticks. It just seems, and this is only in speed mode 1. Let's try speed mode 2. Okay, a lot quicker. Quadcopter dips quite considerably. Still absolutely no video, still just a still image on my smartphone there. speed mode 2 feels quite nice. LEDs, oh, you can see them quite bright when you bring it back. Other than that, you can't see them at all. Let's see if I can get a quick glimpse. Green on the front, red on the back. Speed mode 3, 3 beeps. Proper attack mode. She's gone, she's tipped quite considerably. And these small brush motors, able to handle quite a bit, in fact. Able to handle quite a bit indeed. Still a still image. This does not bode well for when we come to use her on the smartphone, because if the video can't relay... Okay, let's bring her back into speed mode 1. Okay, so flight-wise, I like this little fella. Flight-wise, it's okay. Bit of trim needed at the start just to stabilise him, but now seems to be moving around without any issues. Seems to be pretty stable as well in the air. Doesn't seem to be actually, even though it is moving back to me, I'm just adjusting him just so I can see if I can get it to hang dead air as straight as possible. There we go, that's probably about as straight as he's going to hang. Yeah, he's alright, you know, he's okay. I'm totally gutted. Oh, we've got a new still image from this camera. Let's see if I can actually hover him above. No, there we are. Still image is still the same, not even moving. Oh, actually, I can't even do anything with the app. Let's turn off. Let's start recording again. Take a few photos. No, nothing. Okay, well, I'm going to be quite careful when I come to use this on the smartphone a little bit later. Just in case we do have a total breakup in communication. So we'll have to see how that goes. In fact, let's see how it goes now. So let's bring him back to me. Let's pick him back into speed mode 1. And let's try and see how well... There we are. Well, it's not going to be a great landing here, is it? Let's be fair. Okay, let's move that there. Let's turn off the transmitter. Let's keep this attached. Okay, so now we've got flashing lights. Let me see what I've got to do about this. Let me close this application. I am still attached to the Wi-Fi here. So what I'm going to do is I am then just going to connect directly to the app. Play. Come on. Okay, are there any sort of like connection settings or anything at all? Connection device, media library settings. Settings are normally things like left-hand control. Yeah, there we go. SD card formatter. Well, this doesn't take an SD card, so that doesn't exactly help us there. Right, okay. Oh yes, there we are. That is very slow and very breaky uppy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be quite careful when I do take this up now. Hopefully, it's going to want to go up. Let's have a little look. No, absolutely no transmission whatsoever. I'd try and push automatic takeoff. There's nothing. Just came up and said something. Oh, and now if I click microphone, exactly what you've got to say in the microphone is all in Chinese at the top, so I can't even say. Let's try takeoff. No. Okay. I still can't take off if I use the one key here whatsoever. It's not letting me. Okay, fine. I would say that is not going to be feasible today, but at least we've tried. Let's pop it back on to the transmitter. One up and one down to bind. There we go. One key takeoff. It's quite nice actually. See? Okay, so I'm going to take her up to a bit of a height. Let's try a couple of these 3D flips. Oh, well, that didn't work. No, well that button did absolutely nothing whatsoever. We still have total video breakup. I'm just hoping that we actually get a little bit of video just so that we can see what this is like. Oh, I notice just popped up on my smartphone and it said connection overtime. Well, I hope he's getting paid for that overtime. So yeah, it just said connection overtime, so I'm guessing what it means is that there's connection failure. So, okay, I'm not going to be taking this up on on the smartphone, I am just going to be using this on the transmitter. At least with the transmitter, I've got a little bit of a fail-safe built in so much that I do have a bit of distance. I can turn this around, and it is responding extremely well to the transmitter. It does seem to be wanting to do exactly what it needs to do. It's flying extremely well off the transmitter. I gotta be honest, I can't say it any other way. It is flying extremely well. I'm going to record my screen though, because I think just now I had a little bit of video actually coming across. So I'm just going to carry on with this movement for a little bit longer. This might be one that I have to attach to the me repeater and then try again. But so far, seems to be working quite well, but this 3D flips button, even if I am totally still, no, doesn't want to do anything at all. So it'll beep, and then as soon as I push on the right analog stick to try and change its direction, let's try and see if it's got to be a little bit higher. No, it's not doing anything. As soon as I try and push on the right analog stick to actually get any flips out of her, nothing whatsoever. Okay, that's a little bit of a shame. So far, out of the camera drone, the camera doesn't work, or the camera does work, but the Wi-Fi relay is absolutely useless. So therefore we don't get an actual moving video, we don't get any sort of video relay whatsoever, we just get a still image. As to what I think now, as to what I can see, whether or not there's actually a little video file with some movie on there, which I very much doubt indeed. But we won't know that until a little bit later, until I actually get into the editing part, so we'll have to see exactly what's going on there. But from a flying perspective, it's very good. From a 360 flip perspective, it's absolutely useless. 360 flips, as soon as you hit the button, you have all the beeps that you would normally have with it, and as soon as you then go to move the right analog stick to actually force the flip, the beeping stops and the quadcopter doesn't flip at all. Yeah, so for the minute we're kind of half features are working, half features aren't. But for a little brushed quad, it flies really nice. I can't find anything wrong with its flight. Okay, a lot of trim needed on takeoff, but it is really rare that I actually use trim. But on the same time as saying that trim is needed, I don't feel as if this flight is unsafe. I feel as if I have full control of the quadcopter. I was in speed mode 2 there. Okay, I was just doing that for my benefit, to actually realise what speed mode I was in. And I don't know how long this has been up in the air for. I should have really been timing this, but obviously with its limited features, even though the camera is putting out an image, and oh, we've got some movie, we've got something happening. So if I stay really close to myself, then that's fine. But as soon as I go, maybe a couple of inches outside of me circling myself, then yeah, video breaks up totally. So right, okay. Well, we'll have to see what happens about that in the edit. I'll have to try and see if we can how much actual full motion we do have. Right. For the second though, as I was saying, we've got flight, check, directional movement, check, yaw pitch and roll, check, camera, no, 3D flips, no. So we're we're about half a half, working features versus non-working features. Oh, automatic takeoff, that was fine. I think anything to do with its overall flight isn't a problem. It just seems to anything to be any more features, then you're not going to get it. It's not going to work, or at least it isn't working on mine. I'm going to put it that way. It isn't working on mine. I can't speak for every batch that leaves the production line, but yeah, what I am going to say is my one, yeah, doesn't really work fully. I'm going to say quite gingerly. But all in all, oh, connection over time again. So again, connection error, I'm guessing. But directionally, it seems to be okay. Camera perspective, nothing still. I am getting little blips of camera activity and then nothing, but that's only when it's directly above me. So I would say that camera is not, the Wi-Fi range is not enough for it to relay video. But flying, very, very fun. Really seems very stable. Very easy to perform little manoeuvres. But yeah, all in all, flying wise, it's okay. Now let's just have a double check of those LEDs. Oh, they are flashing, I think. Hang on, let me bring it back overhead again. Yeah, they are flashing. Okay, then let's bring him down. There we are, flashing a lot now. So I would say that is signifying that the battery is almost depleted. So let's bring it down as best as we can. There we are. Well, it would have been on the mat should it not have floated over. Right, okay. Let's stop. Oh, the recording has stopped anyway. But there we are. That was the last image from the camera. Me. Right. Okay. Flight test 1. Oh, do you know what, folks? I buy a copter in good faith. That's what I do, and I think to myself, yep, it's going to be okay, I'm sure it is. And to be fair, this was very cheap, so I did jump at it. Now, am I surprised the camera doesn't work for something so cheap? No, not really. The camera, okay, let me just put it straight. The camera does work, okay? I have had video relay. The refresh rate is absolutely terrible. But as soon as you get her out a little way, I would say from here to maybe that line of grass there, it just breaks up, and that's it. You haven't got anything. Now, I was hoping for a little bit more because of the antenna pointing down. I had thought, and I had exactly said this in the unboxing, that a little bit of thought had gone into this rather than having it stick out from the side or sticking up underneath the quadcopter. I thought, yeah, this is going to be really good. Maybe not so much. But again, it's probably down to the components used and the Wi-Fi board used inside the HD camera. As for the battery life, we had a long time up in the air. At this point, I'll probably put underneath the video how long it was that we had. Brush motors, fine. 3-speed modes, fine. Automatic takeoff, fine. Landing, fine. Directional movement, fine. Yaw, pitch and roll, fine. Back camera, no, that's not good. And also 3D flips. Tried 3D flips, tried to move it. As soon as you push the button, you get a few beeps, which lets you know 3D flips is initialized. And then as soon as you hit the right analog stick to obviously flip her, that's when the beeps stop, and that is all you've got. So yeah, I've tried that multiple times, as you heard, and yeah, nothing from it whatsoever. So I tell you what, folks, if you're going to get a cheap little drone, it's probably not going to be this one. I would say stay away from this little guy and go elsewhere and have a little look and see. Add an extra 20-30 quid onto your budget if you can, and go for something which is a little bit better than this guy. Alright then, folks, thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.